Sloths. Sloths are well known for their extremely slow lifestyle. They spend most of their time hanging in trees, sleeping up to 16 hours a day, and moving only when absolutely necessary. Their favorite food is leaves, which provide just enough nutrition to keep them alive, but not much more than that. Because leaves are so low in energy, the sloth's body has adapted with one of the slowest metabolisms in the animal kingdom. Digestion is the clearest example of this. A single meal can take several days, and sometimes even weeks, to be fully processed. Their stomach is divided into compartments that slowly break down the fibrous leaves with the help of bacteria. This allows the sloth to survive on such a poor diet, but the trade-off is dangerous. If a sloth eats too much, its stomach becomes heavy, shifting its center of gravity. There are real cases of sloths falling out of trees not because of predators, but simply because their body could not handle the weight of lunch. It shows how even adaptations that keep them alive in the rainforest can turn into risks when conditions are not ideal. Male anglerfish. When people hear the word anglerfish, they often picture the terrifying deep-sea predator with huge jaws, a glowing lure above its head, and a body that looks designed for nightmares. That image is real, but it represents only the females. The truth is that male anglerfish are completely different and reveal one of the strangest survival strategies in the natural world. Males are tiny compared to females and cannot survive for long on their own. When a male encounters a female, he bites into her skin and never lets go. Over time, he physically fuses with her body. His organs shrink, his independence disappears, and he becomes a permanent part of the female's body. Eventually, he functions only as a source of sperm, providing reproduction whenever needed. This unusual adaptation guarantees that the female always has a mate available, which is crucial in the vast emptiness of the deep ocean where encounters are rare. But for the male, it means giving up his entire existence as an individual. His weakness is absolute dependence. Without a female, he cannot survive. Penguins. Penguins are among the best swimmers in the animal kingdom. Their bodies are shaped for speed and efficiency in water, allowing them to dive deep and chase fish with remarkable skill. However, their most difficult challenge, though, is the process called catastrophic molt. Most birds replace feathers gradually, but penguins shed all of them at once. During this time, which lasts for weeks, they cannot swim because without feathers, their bodies lose insulation and buoyancy. Imagine thousands of penguins standing together on the cold ground, stripped of the sleek coats that make them such perfect swimmers. Their bodies look bloated and patchy, with feathers falling in clumps until they appear almost sickly. Without the ability to enter the water, they cannot hunt. Instead, they are forced to remain on land, relying only on fat reserves built up before molting. The process is exhausting, and many lose a significant portion of their body weight. It is one of the most vulnerable moments in their life cycle, and it highlights how even the best adapted animals must endure periods of weakness in order to continue surviving. Narwhals. Narwhals are often described as the unicorns of the sea. At first glance, many people believe they carry a horn on their heads. In reality, what they have is far stranger. The long spiral structure growing from the front of a male narwhal's face is not a horn, but a tooth. More precisely, it is a canine tooth that grows through the skull and protrudes straight out of the animal's head, sometimes reaching 3 meters in length. From a scientific perspective, the tusk contains millions of sensory nerves that may help the animal sense temperature, pressure, and salinity in the water. But when described plainly, it is somewhat disturbing. It is as if a human tooth suddenly grew out of the center of the forehead and never stopped growing. This strange design is fascinating, but it also creates serious problems. If the tusk breaks, it can leave the animal in extreme pain and open to infection. A broken tusk is not simply cosmetic damage, it can threaten the narwhal's survival. Additionally, the tusk can get caught in ice or interfere with feeding. While it may serve purposes in communication or display, it is also a delicate structure that turns into a weakness whenever conditions are harsh. Giraffes. Giraffes are the tallest land animals, with necks that can exceed 2 meters in length. Their great height allows them to reach food sources out of the reach of other herbivores. To pump blood all the way to the brain, giraffes have extremely strong hearts that create high blood pressure, more than double that of humans. While this adaptation ensures blood reaches the head, it also creates dangers. When a giraffe lowers its head to drink water, the sudden change in position can force a massive surge of blood toward the brain. To prevent serious damage, giraffes have specialized valves in their blood vessels that regulate the pressure. Even with these valves, they remain vulnerable. If they raise their heads too quickly, they can become dizzy or faint. Something as simple as drinking water requires a delicate balance that no other large animal has to manage. Their height, their greatest strength, doubles as their greatest weakness. Sharks. Sharks are powerful predators, perfectly adapted to life in the ocean. Their bodies are streamlined for hunting, and their senses are finely tuned to detect even the faintest signs of prey. Yet many species, such as the great white, rely on a system called ram ventilation. This means they can breathe only if water is moving through their gills, and the only way to achieve that is by swimming constantly. This requirement makes rest nearly impossible. If a shark stops swimming for too long, it will suffocate. In a way, their survival depends on endless motion. While humans can rest and recover whenever necessary, these sharks must remain active almost all the time. It makes them efficient hunters, but also places them in constant danger if injury, exhaustion, or entanglement prevents them from moving. For such powerful animals, it is a surprisingly fragile dependence.